doing it. We're going live. All right, here we go. This is our first live Q&A that we've done on the channel. And I got my daughter with me, and she has some questions that we have queued up until you guys have questions, and then we can answer those as well. We'll wait for a couple minutes here because we said we were going to start at 6, and we got a minute left. So we'll wait a little bit. And if you can hear me, if you're tuned in, if you can hear me, let me know in the comments or in the chat, I guess it is, because I'm new to this. So I don't know if you guys can actually hear me. My little indicator down here says you can. But again, we're just doing this off the laptop, so I don't know how good the audio is going to be. And the video doesn't look the best either, but
it looks blurry.
We're making it do. So wait a couple minutes here, and then we'll start rattling off some questions about the Liberty, because this live stream is going to be mostly about the Liberty. But if you guys have other questions too, you can always pop those in the chat. And another topic that I should talk about quick is I am a family of 6. We have 4 kids and a dog. So, and a gecko, I guess. So if we get interrupted, especially the toddler, if he comes out here in a rant, I might have to end the live stream because that's life. But right now it's crickets out here in the garage, which is surprisingly, we locked the place down. We shut the doors so none of the neighbors come over, or no one's coming through the house right now. So we're pretty fortunate at the moment for distractions. We'll give it one more minute. I don't think anyone's on yet, according to the little stat sheet here. But that will not stop us from putting out a video for you guys, and hopefully someone hops on and we can answer some questions that you guys may have about the Liberty. So without further ado, let's rattle some questions off, and we'll go from there.
Okay, so first question. Why a Jeep Liberty?
So why the Jeep Liberty? Wasn't actually in the market for a Jeep Liberty. Don't even know. Well, I do know. It's called Marketplace. I was just scrolling through Marketplace. I had a truck at the time. Kind of liked it, kind of didn't like it, but wanted to maybe see if there was any trades out there. And so I was thinking about trading my pickup for a Jeep. And this is a couple years now. So I'm on Marketplace, scrolling through, and I see a Jeep Liberty. So a Jeep Liberty pops up, and it looked pretty clean, and it was a 5-speed. And the guy had all the records that have done the maintenance that they have done to the Liberty. And that was kind of, I was intrigued about that as well. So then I contacted the guy. He lived up in the Minneapolis area up there in Minnesota. So I contacted him, see if he was interested in a trade, and he was actually in the market for a pickup too. So we made the trade happen, and I ended up with this 2003 Jeep Liberty 5-speed, and then it transformed into what we see today.
Okay, next question. My favorite mod on the Liberty.
My favorite mod on the Liberty would probably be the recent one that we did, is we put the bead locks on these, I guess they're called Baja wheels, these steel wheels. Did the Speedway Motors DIY kit, and we got someone on here. No questions yet though. So we put the bead locks on, I've done bead locks in the past. Those DIY.
Chris. Oh, hello.
We're live streaming.
What?
For live streaming.
Oh,
You need something?
lotion on that.
Okay. Give us a little bit. Here's our first
We can
distraction.
do it later.
Okay. Distraction number 1. We should keep a tally somewhere. Like I said, we'll be lucky if we get through this live stream. So my favorite mod, so far is those bead locks. They are a pain to do all the welding. One does leak, so I already put some sealant in there, and we might have our second distraction here. Looks like a kid is rolling in the house. We will see. So yeah, that's so far. I just love the look of them. We're gonna go test these bead locks out in the woods this weekend. We're going up north, northern Minnesota, to an off-road park. So we'll put them to test up there. That should be interesting. I don't like the coning that happened down there. That part. There's our dog. Distraction number 2.
Yeah.
We'll see how this goes.
I don't know if someone's here.
So dog barking. That is our first mod that I like on there. I like the halo lights that we got on there, which also leads me to my next question, I believe.
Okay. The most popular videos on Liberty.
The most popular videos on the Liberty is the lift kit that we put on there from Iron Rock Off-Road. And the second one is the halo lights that we put on there. We converted the halo lights. We converted the regular headlights to LED headlights. And there's our second distraction. Looks like a cousin stopped by. And so, so that's our most popular. Second most popular is the halo lights. Those LED conversion kit that we did. They're pretty cool. I'm in the process of changing the mounts to a 3D printed bracket. I don't know if that's going to come together. It's kind of been in the works for 3-4 months now. I haven't heard back from the guy, so hopefully we hear back and we can get some 3D mounts. Here's our distraction. What distraction are we on? 4 now?
3.
3?
Whoa.
Okay. So next question. Right?
Yeah, I think we're on the next
Okay.
one.
My least favorite mod on the Liberty.
Shut the door. No, shut the door. Can you please shut the door? Go out the back.
My least favorite.
Please.
Okay.
Yeah, please. Distraction number 5. So that was my mom. Just trying to do a live stream here. Okay, where are we at, girlfriend?
Okay, so it's my least favorite mod on the Liberty.
My least favorite mod on the Liberty. So that would be the least favorite. We put the posi locker traction. Posi traction in the rear on that 8 1/4, and just too loud. I drive this thing more on the street than I do off road. So we bought that from Iron Rock Off-Road as well. It was a Aussie locker that we put in there. So it's like a lunchbox locker. It clicks a lot, especially this one being a 5-speed, which I already knew about that. The torque of a 5-speed kind of engages that locker a little bit more than an automatic. So it's quite noticeable when we're out on the streets taking turns. You're almost at the coast through second gear because it wants to grab and lock that locker in the rear, which not fun to drive on the street. I did take it off-roading once or twice now, and it is very nice off-road.
Okay, next question. What people should know about a Liberty before they purchase?
So I've only been a Liberty owner for a couple of years now, so I don't know if I know a whole lot what you should look for when you buy a Liberty, but one thing I like is the diesel, the CRD. Never owned one, never. I don't know a whole lot about them, but the people that do own them love them. So I think if you were gonna in the market for a Liberty, I would look for a diesel. I think they come in a 6-speed and an automatic, if I'm correct. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat or the comments below, because I know there's some of you guys that are gonna watch this video know a lot more about Liberties than I do. But those diesels, I like those, and I think a lot of other people do too, and that's probably why the price is a little high on those. Another thing is I would just make sure the motor is solid. The 3.7, they're kind of like the predecessor, or they're similar to the 4.7. I had a 4.7, and I know there's a lot of rocker, what is it? The cams, lobe, like the lobe goes bad on the upper cam, I believe it is, and it will chuck a rocker, or there's some drive valve train issues in these motors, these 3.7s. And like I said, they're very similar to the 4.7. So just do your homework on 3.7. I wish that these Liberties came with the 4.0. Man, that would be awesome. Next question, girl.
Okay. Are you an expert on Jeep Liberties?
Oh, yes. I think I just kind of mentioned I am not an expert. So a lot what I have to say, I would probably say I'm a rookie, if anything. I've only owned one for a couple of years. This is my first one, but I have done a lot of mods on this Liberty, as you can see. So I do have some experience, but definitely not an expert.
Next question. What is the future of the Liberty?
The future of the Liberty, the next project on the Liberty, and I just don't want to cut any more than I've already have on this thing, but I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to cut a hole out of the back floor and raise that gas tank on that Liberty. I just cannot stand that gas tank hanging down, especially the more we take this Liberty off road, that cannot be hanging down as low as it does. So the best way would probably be to do a fuel cell system, but I'm a cheap guy, so that probably won't happen. We'll probably be cutting a hole in the floor and raising the gas tank in this Liberty. That's probably going to be the next project on this Liberty because, like I said, one, I can't stand the look of it. Two, functionality. And the downside is we're just going to have to bust through the floor. I do haul my kids around in this a lot, so we're going to have to box in and seal that that box to cover the fuel tank in the back of it for sure, because I know it doesn't leak, but just my kids are riding in there, I'm riding in there, I don't want any fuel in the cab, so we're going to have to seal that up real nice. So that's going to be one of the projects that I want to do on the next on this. And if I get wild with the Liberty, we are gonna solid axle swap this Liberty in the front, and that would be a game changer on this. I do want to do first after the fuel tank tuck is going to be rear coil springs in this thing. I heard TJ springs. I did purchase some. No, I heard JK coils fit, but I bought JK. Here comes our next distraction, the toddler.
Another distraction.
I'll be right in.
Daddy says no.
Hi.
Wait.
Can you go check in your toys? I think Tessa has
So we can try to make it to the final question here.
one. Okay. So the next
We'll
question
see if we can, huh?
is the Liberty for sale and why?
Before you might have to ask that question again. I see Blazing Jeep just said no stick in the CRD. So, interesting. I thought they did come with a 6-speed, but maybe that's a 6-speed automatic. That might be what I'm thinking about. So shoot, a manual in the diesel, that would be so sweet. But I guess I don't make it, so no bueno.
Okay. Let me just wondering.
We got one more question before the toddler kicks in.
Is the
If
Liberty
you probably hear me.
is the Liberty for sale and why?
Is the Liberty for sale? Everything's for sale for the right price, right?
Sadly.
Yeah. So I am a poor man. So anything's for sale. If I can flip a project to build another project, I like building them just as much as I like taking them out and off-roading them. I'm not really attached to any vehicle besides one, my Cutlass that I bought when I was 16. I still have that one, but I would probably even sell that one at a decent price. But for now, the Liberty is for sale if anyone wants to buy it, but not out in the market just ready to sell it right now. Especially it has to be the right price, and I do have a lot of mods on it, and I for what you put into it. I've learned that over the years, but if someone would enjoy it just as much as I did at a decent price, then for sure I would sell it and I'd build another one. I really want to build a KK, which is the gen after the KJ. I've seen a couple of those builds, and I would do I got some cool ideas. I'd go solid axle right away and not even mess with the IFS in the front of it and lift it. I'd just go straight solid axle on a KK, and I think that would look pretty sick. And we got another question. We got or someone in the chat here. Got Garage Man Cave. Greetings from Hopkins. Yeah, they ain't far from us. We're down in the Rochester area. So I believe that's all the questions. I believe the toddler wants to break through the door, and it's taken an army to hold him back. If you guys watch any of my videos, he's always out in the garage hanging out with me, and I think that's what he wants to do right now. He thinks we're going to play out in the garage. Thank you for tuning in. I see we're up to 5 people now. So this video will go live after our live stream. Hopefully we can do more of these in the future, hopefully with less distractions. I was optimistic about not having any distractions before posting this or going live, but that's life. And you guys are all out there with your families and friends too, trying to make ends meet, and we are doing the same. So no sugarcoating here. This is real life stuff. That's why I wanted to do a live stream. And we didn't have time to post. I got a video queued up. We just got back from Florida a couple days ago. Thought I'd get it out tonight, but I thought, hey, we haven't done a live stream in forever. Never done a Q&A. We just threw some questions out there, and I see some comments, and we'll do more of this in the future. All right. Thanks, everyone, for watching this now and in the future. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.